Brian, who's going to be your quarterback on Sunday?
I mean, look, we're still going through corrections of the game from yesterday. So, as a staff, we normally kind of start talking about this, this evening. I mean, Fitz, I thought we moved the ball, pretty efficiently yesterday. So, look, I understand where everybody's coming from with Tua, and I get all that. At the same time, he's a young player. He's coming off the injury, so we'll make the decision on the starter. But I mean, I would presume that it's going to be Fitzpatrick.
Sofit.
Hey, Flo, I know Austin Jackson and Bobby McCain both returned to the game, but how did they come out of it? Austin with the foot injury and then Bobby after the concussion, being tested for the concussion, excuse me.
They're still, look, both getting treatment. I think, Bobby went back in, played well. Austin went back in, had to come back out. So both, with our medical staff, it's the day after the game. So we got nicks and bruises really in a few different places. So we'll see how it goes throughout the week, and we'll take it from there. But, it's the day after the game. So, guys are bruised up, but we'll see where we're at on Wednesday.
Steve Wine.
Brian, teams react to losing differently. Your players yesterday seemed particularly angry. Do you find encouragement in that reaction?
Yeah, I think our guys, they work hard. They prepare well. We didn't get the things done we talked about getting done. I think they understand that, and they're all competitive. So that's how I felt after the game. So, I mean, they felt the same way. I think it just speaks to how competitive they are, and I think we'll just come back, get back to it on once we start preparing for another good team in the 49ers, and try to turn things around.
Cam.
Hey Flo, how you doing? I know that you mentioned Tua and his injuries and stuff before, but I know there's two rookie quarterbacks that played so far in Burrow and Herbert. Does their early success have any influence on maybe how well you think Tua will play once he gets that opportunity?
No, I think every player is different. Every situation is different. So, no, I really don't, look at other players, and I don't play the comparison game with, players or really anyone. We're going to do what we feel is best for the Dolphins and for the individual players. Tua or Fitz or Austin Jackson or Robert Hunt or whoever it happens to be. I think it's all case by case. So we don't, look at other situations and make decisions off of what other people are doing. We try to do what's best for us, and we'll make decisions with that in mind.
Adam.
In weeks and months past, you've been more definitive about Fitz absolutely being your starter, no question about it. Was there something either in the game or when you reviewed the film that gave you pause, that made you wonder, if he's the right guy at this moment?
Oh, the pause was, we haven't even gone through the corrections on the game. We're actually in the middle of that right now, so it wasn't on based off of anything in the game. So I mean, I hope you guys don't take that the wrong way. But every week we come in on Monday evening after we make all the corrections. Look, we're a quarter of the way through the season now, so we're gonna obviously do an evaluation of our team from that standpoint, and try to play the guys we feel are going to help us turn this thing around and play better in situations like red zone and 2-minute and the fourth quarter, and that'll be at all positions. So that was kind of a conversation we just had as a staff. So I guess that's what gave me some pause, not something from the game. We just talked about reevaluating everything, every position, every grouping, and we always do that. After every quarter, let's say, and try to moving forward, do the best, do the things that we've been doing well, and try to continue to build on those, and then obviously improving the things where we haven't had as much success.
Safid?
Hey Flo, I know 1-3 is obviously not ideal. Especially with regards to the division and playoffs and things like that. It's going to be a long season. How do you kind of take your start into your approach for the rest of the season? Do you guys still feel like you have a great chance to do something special here?
Look, we take this one game at a time. And like you said, it's a long season. We'll take it one game at a time. We got a big test on the road in San Francisco. I think you start thinking about the end of the season and what that's going to look like. I mean, we need to put our energy on this week and our preparation this week. Leave it right there, and then let the results take care of themselves. But if we start thinking about down the road, then that's probably not going to help us all that much.
Josh?
Hey, Flo, good afternoon. I only asked as a follow-up to your first response regarding Tua. Since you did bring address the injury in the answer, in terms of his health, has he checked all the boxes that you guys have looked for in camp and in practices, or are there still any hesitations or lingering questions in regard to either his hip or the mobility?
No, he's checked all the boxes from a medical standpoint. He has. I think we just look. I mean, the honest thing for me is if it was my kid and he had a serious injury like that, I wouldn't want his coach to be in a rush to throw him in there because of media pressure or anything like that. So that's kind of how I approach this situation and really all situations with the players. They, essentially they are my kids. So, there's no one's going to pressure me into doing anything. And when we feel like he's ready to go, we'll put him in.
Cam?
Hey Flo, we saw I guess Shaq got hurt yesterday with the shoulder. How's he doing, and was there any other injuries that you guys came out of from the game?
I mean, guys are banged up. We had a few different guys were banged up. You mentioned Shaq, so he had to look like he had a shoulder. He went out, went back in. I guess he's sore today, but I think he'll be okay. Honestly, he's a tough guy, and he wants to be out there. So, but we had a couple other guys who were banged up, and I'm hopeful that we'll get most everybody back Wednesday.
All right, Coach, we have one more question for Joe Shatton.
Flo, I was going to ask you about Byron Jones. He was pretty hopeful when he spoke at the end of the week, but then ended up being listed as doubtful. How hopeful are you that he has a good chance to get back this week?
Yeah, well, he had a good week last week, like he mentioned to you guys. Again, we just felt like he wasn't, ready, all the way ready to go this week. But we're hopeful that last week I should say, but we're hopeful that this week we'll see him a little bit more in practice, and then if he does well in practice, then he'll play next week.